Alright, hello and welcome back for this overall tutorial for my character level 98 Poisonous Concoction of bouncing. Pretty good now. I made a lot of changes and I want to go through all of them with you pretty quickly. And yeah, first of all, let's start with what I majorly changed from the last video. Let's start with the tree. So for starters, we have this whole large tree now with touch of cruelty here. Also applied. I don't know why I didn't take this. It was kind of stupid because we are using aspect of the spider, so this is perfect. You definitely want this. I did get all of these nodes. I did get a mark of the prey here. I did get a energized armor because now we are running a decent amount of armor because it's actually good. Took the node over here, cut a few nodes that I thought were unnecessary. For example, this was just too much travel time. And this is overall now a pretty efficient tree. As always, I'm going to post a POB in the link, but you can also always just import my character. What is really important here is I do have a Militant Faith. First, I wanted to go with Transcendence and try it out. The problem is if you are not stacking like at least 100k armor, like between 50 to 100k armor, it is really not worth taking this node. However, this Militant Faith is really good. It gives me a lot of elemental res, and it also gives me this max res node over here, and it also gives me this max res node over here. So I am at the moment capped at res. I do have a lightning coil with +1 maximum, which was like 4 divine, I think. So yeah, I am currently capped on res. And what I really still want to get rid of is this one strength node here. And ideally, once we hit level 100, I want to get one more medium cluster jewel down here. Right, so if you want to make this build, keep in mind you can do medium cluster jewel here for like another 30% more damage if you can fit it in. But yeah, your defenses will be a little bit lower, but you can definitely roll with it. Get rid of these nodes, and yeah, here's 70% chaos res. You don't need these 100%, and you can also get rid of this for less armor. And then you can roll with another medium for 30% damage. But I find that very unnecessary. As you saw, this Lycia that we were doing, Lycia, was 100% more monster life, and we shredded her pretty good still. So this is it for the tree. I did decide to go with Master Surgeon. I think it is fairly important for this character to run this, and I think it's a little bit better. You can theoretically get rid of Nature's Boon if you think you are tanky enough and go with Master Toxicist. It's another 20% damage, but I think the defensive side is, in my opinion, a bit more important. I think the damage is good enough for now. However, what I do think is that having the Life Flask running when we are full is very important, since we are using so much of our Life Flask when we attack. That it's a very good upside that is definitely not neglectable. Also, I tested around with the Divine Life Flasks. I think unless you are running the Tides of Time, this is probably the better flask. I'm not 100% sure. I keep testing around and I can't find too much of a difference. The thing is, with this Life Flask, what is really nice, this is recovering very, very fast now, right? So as you can see, 20 charges, 40 charges. We will, however, do a little bit less damage. However, we also get more charges, so we can use our flask more often. So overall, for bosses, I think this is probably the better damage. If you are mapping, you can most likely get away with this flask and do more damage on average, because you're getting also flasks from killing mobs way more often. That's it for the Flask setup. What you have to know, you can run with Tides of Time, and I think if you run Tides of Time, this Flask is most likely better because you get another 3 Flask Charges every 3 seconds, which is huge. However, I do think overall Stygian Vice with Chaos Res is better, and we also will get, I said that in the last video, you get a nice Abyss Jewel here for Avoid Poison. We don't have Avoid Ignite, which is unfortunate, but we can theoretically fit it in. It should not be a problem. We did switch out, and I did not realize this, but shoutouts to Kai, who is also like a viewer of mine and who built my build, or like copied my build somewhat, and he did like a little bit of another variant. He's doing way more damage than I do, but also has less defenses. But what you can do, and what I realized, is you can get temp chains on this. You get Whispers of Doom on the Fury Valve and additional curse. So now we can have 3 curses. We have temp chains here. We apply Despair like this. And the good thing about temp chains level 1 on our gloves is it does not really matter what level of temp chains we have. Because the main thing that we want from temp chains is that our poisons are prolonged. So you definitely want temp chains on the gloves, because this only applies level 1, and then self-cast Despair. If you only want a map, I think it's better if you switch these out for a couple of, do I have those? I don't even know where I put them. For only mapping, although temp chains is also giving you better defenses. Maybe not. I think this is probably the best setup. I don't even know where I put my old gloves, but I did have Despair on hit on these. The problem is was only 1 pair available anyways, and I sniped it for 1 divine because the guy apparently sold it for 1 divs. What other gloves you can get is Asenath's Gentle Touch. It's a very good option, but I think overall still Aspect of the Spider here and increased damage with hits and ailments against spider-webbed enemies is the best that you can go for. And also you will have this node. As I said earlier, Chaos Spells have 10% chance to hinder enemies on hit, which is not very interesting. We cannot hinder with Chaos Spells, but the thing is we do hinder with Aspect of the Spider. So we do get this applied. Enemies hindered by you take 10% increased chaos damage, which is a really nice node to have. And I think overall this is unbeatable. Also, you will have evasion and on your gloves, which is important if you want to have this node, 15% suppress chance. Otherwise, you have to get your suppress somewhere else to max out. I did switch the helmet, but not that much of a switch. We don't even know, we don't even need, to be honest, 6% physical damage from hits taken as lightning here. We have a Phys max hit of like 26k, which is already more than enough. Otherwise, we switched for an unset ring, so we can fit all of our setup here. We do have Vitality here. Why do we have level 1 Vitality? Because we fit in a Watcher's Eye with flat armor and 69% increased life recovery from Flask while affected by Vitality. That's why I fit in level 1 Vitality. You definitely don't need to do this, but I think it's a very, very solid option defensively. A bunch of accuracy here. Basically, we did not change much. Strength and accuracy, and the regenerate mana node, and here mana node as well, and here as well. I think it's really helpful. You can get the -7 to mana cost on skills if not channeling, but I think with the flat life on here, this is the better option. We do get a lot of regen, and we also have leech on hit. But the shield, I did not change this at all. This is from the last video basically. The only thing I changed is this ring, and my belt is changed. If you want to get a belt, also get increased flask charges gained. This is huge actually. So if you check my life flask right now, so it's getting like 20 charges, right? I think 20 charges now. If we swap this out, we are only getting 16, 17, right? 16 on average, I would say. So then you will only get 16 charges, so 37%. This is 4 charges more. This is like 25% more charges that you gain from having this on your belt. And the funny thing is, nobody really wants this node, okay? Most of the people will even take the one that has more applied effect, but reduced flask charges gained. Do not take reduced flask charges gained. It's very, very substantial for this build that you do have enough flask charges and have this up almost all the time. Do not do this. You will cripple yourself with your damage. Anything else? Boots. Yeah, just a bunch of strength, chaos res, and avoid poison. So we kept that out. Unfortunately, we do not need suppress here anymore. If you want that on your boots, you can definitely get it. But yeah, make sure that you can run. I think it's pretty important that you can run level 21 determination with the current setup that I have. Talking about setup, the flasks I usually use for the boss setup right now was Sapphire Flask of Armadillo, so increased armor on here, and Silver Flask for attack speed. When I'm mapping, I'm usually running this setup, so we will have the attack speed on our Sapphire Flask, and we will have a Quicksilver Flask, so we are actually super fast, and the damage is enough for mapping. And I think this is overall probably the best mapping setup. We also have movement speed on this, right? And if you do bossing, like normal bossing, you do this in general. So you have the attack speed on your Silver Flask and increased armor here. So we're running 23k armor, which is most of the time enough. If you have a really, really tough fight, what you can do is you can put a Granite Flask and then you do the attack speed flask like this. This would be 35k armor right now, or 36k armor with Molten Shell up. And I think overall this is probably the best setup if you are running into a really, really tough boss and you need a lot of survivability. All right. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I weapon swapped. Yeah, okay. Ah, fuck. Wow, for real? Anyways, they are max level anyways. I need to swap the setup. I didn't do that in ages. All right, so yeah, that's basically it for the character overview. Did I miss anything? I don't think I missed much here. I switched everything to awakened manipulation, awakened greater multiple, greater volley. This is not even leveled, unfortunately. Cruelty also here, no quality on this. And then yeah, level 21, 20 poisonous concoction and unbound ailments, also not level 5, so there's some room for damage. Don't forget to put Culling Strike on your Herald of Agony, will give you Cull easily. Another thing we did is we fit in Molten Shell, so we have Val Molten Shell on automation and Withering Step, so we get every once in a while Molten Shell up. And what other thing did we do? Blood Rage, no, nothing new here. But so you basically get an unset ring, so you have enough slots. You don't necessarily need Blood Rage, but it is good. What I did forget as well for this boss fight, and what you should not forget is, if you are boss fighting, maybe take this one life node off, or maybe take this. Actually, I think this node taking off is probably the best. This is good for mapping, but not for bossing. So what you want to take off is this, and you want to get marked enemies. What is it? What is it called? 10% chance to gain a frenzy charge when you hit your marked enemy. So you actually have frenzy charge upkeep on your bosses. Another thing that is really important, if there's bosses that have energy shield, don't forget to take this node. Deal 10% more chaos damage to enemies which have energy shield. So for Abomination map, for example, I think they all have energy shield. Or if you have a tough map, tier 17 map that has energy shield on top, this is free plus 10% damage for you. Take something else off that you don't need at the moment. All right, I think overall that's it for the setup. We will keep leveling. I leveled to 98 myself for now. I might do some rotas now. We will see. Otherwise, let me show you quickly my Atlas tree. What I'm currently running is still this. No, actually, no, this is not. This is my T17 layout. It's still this. I haven't changed much here. This is really, really good money. Shrine Scarabs have gone up in price a bunch because I think Grimrow has made a low budget strategy with this. I'm a bit salty about it because they were 1C and now they are 4C, but it does not really hurt your overall profits. This is still a really, really cheap strategy that you can run. And we made a new strategy, the Giga Juice. I copied this basically from Grimrow. It looks a lot of fun and we're gonna test it out, and I think it's gonna be very, very good. So yeah, check out Grimrow's video on this. But we will do pretty much ambush, and we will put all the exiles into the boxes. And I think our character can handle this pretty well because we have a lot of maximum Phys Hit, which is pretty important against exiles. Alright, so anyways, that's it. I hope you like the update and I hope your character progression is going well. If you like the videos that I make, please leave a subscribe. Click the subscribe button, like the video. Yeah, character has been really, really fun so far. I'm gonna try to clear all Ubers now and make videos of it. And yeah, we'll give you an update, next update. I don't really know what to upgrade anymore. I think the character is pretty good so far. What we can get is a double corrupted lightning coil with +2. That should be a significant upgrade, but that's gonna cost a lot. I don't think we need the +1 all max res. I think we can get that somewhere else or just leave it out. But yeah, +1 all max res and +2 proj would be perfect overall. But we will see. I'm gonna keep grinding this character until it's perfect, and then we will go to something else. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and bye.